A controversial penalty during Pennsylvania Speedweek has folks talking today. We'll dive in, look at the video, and talk about what I don't like about this situation. Plus more on Outlaw drivers racing this week, Monday late model racing, and more. Let's go. It's Tuesday, July 2nd. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. We'll start first with the clear hot topic of the day, and that's the start and subsequent penalty last night during Pennsylvania Speedweek action at Lincoln Speedway. If you haven't seen it, I'll show you the video here in a bit, but Cody Hartlaub in the Trone 39 and Matt Campbell in the X led the field to green last night with Devon Borden and Chad Trout on road 2. Hartlaub didn't get the cleanest of getaways, and Borden jumped to his inside down the front straightaway, and for at least part of the lap was in the lead. Hartlaub ended up leading a few laps, though, before Borden finally got by on lap 4. The race then went green for a long time, and nobody watching at the track or at home knew anything was wrong. Borden was under pressure from Macri for the top spot, closing in on 10 laps to go when a caution was thrown for Cameron Smith going for a spin. Under that yellow flag, it was then revealed that Borden was getting penalized 2 spots for jumping the start, giving the lead then to Macri and putting Borden behind Hartlaub for the restart. Once green again, it took Borden a few laps to get by Hartlaub, and in the meantime, Macri was able to put a bit of distance on everyone and then get away for the win. Borden settled for second with Hartlaub third. Afterwards, in victory lane, Borden was very diplomatic about the whole thing, but he did later tell Jeremy Elliott that it was, quote, absolute bullshit, and he has called for people to be fired today on social media as well, so there is that. The issue here for Borden wasn't actually that he jumped the start as in got a head start on everyone early, which is normally what guys get called for in these cases. It was that he wasn't in line with the leader when they crossed the start line. The Lincoln Speedway rulebook says, quote, all cars must be nose to tail within the tracks of the car in front of them until the leaders reach the starting line. Those not in line or passing before the green flag is displayed will be penalized a minimum of 2 positions, unquote. And from before the chalk line in turn 4, which is what I'm assuming they are going to call the start line, all the way then to the flag stand and beyond, Borden was a lane lower than Hartlaub on the track. The 39 did have a wonky start, and it's hard to blame Borden for trying to avoid him in that instance. I grabbed some footage from Flow Racing of the start, and I've slowed it down here so we can take a look at the whole thing. So here you go, Hartlaub and Matt Campbell on the front row. Just as the slow-mo starts here, you can see Borden, he's that next car inside. He is clearly lower than Hartlaub on the start here as they cross the chalk line. And then all the way down the front straightaway here, he is well to the inside. But again, Hartlaub, not a great start. You could tell he definitely has to get out. Borden. Lincoln Speedway's Jerry Parrish told Jeremy Elliott that they had 3 different officials review the situation, and they all made the same call. Jump starts are always a judgment thing anyway, and this part of the situation can be debated endlessly. I personally don't feel like there's anything super egregious there from Borden, although I get the interpretation of the rule. But the penalty call itself isn't what I have a problem with. It's the fact that they waited 20 laps to actually issue the penalty. If the start was bad, throw the yellow, dock Borden a row, and restart the race. You'd have some grumbling, obviously, that's going to happen when you make calls like this, especially from the team and the driver. But everybody would pretty quickly move on. The procedure in this case, though, is for the penalty to either be issued at the next available caution or at the checkered flag. It was bad enough that it happened 20 laps later, but could you imagine them potentially taking that win from Borden after the race, especially when he had no idea what was coming? That is just not the way to handle this. I don't know what it is about Central Pennsylvania and starts and restarts, but this is the second time this season we've had significant controversy over a penalized start. Remember back to March when Danny Dietrich was involved in a situation during the opener at Williams Grove. Hopefully, this will indeed be looked at by track officials in the area and that penalty procedure will be adjusted. We can't do this again. My favorite weird sidebar to the story as well was the people who were trying to blame the virtual flagman situation at Lincoln for this controversy. Like saying if there was a real flagman in the stands, this would have never happened. Those folks clearly not understanding that calls for jump starts come from the tower and have for a very long time. I appreciate the effort, though, especially when it looked like a lot of people had forgotten about the whole thing in the first place with the virtual flagman. The win for Macri has vaulted him into second in the Speedweek Championship, but he's still 87 points behind Dietrich. He finished 7th last night. PA Speedweek shifts to Grandview Speedway tonight for round number 4. And quickly back to the extra drivers in the field. As we talked about yesterday, the relaxed restrictions from the World of Outlaws this week. Logan Schuchart did race last night. He ended up 4th, and he will likely continue racing the next several nights. Brock Zierfoss confirmed he will race at Port Royal, Williams Grove, and Selinsgrove, joining Schuchart. And we know that Gio Scelzi is confirmed to run Knoxville on Saturday with the KCP Racing 18. David Gravel, he's not going to race at all this week, and I haven't heard of confirmed plans for anyone else yet at this moment. We'll see if any other drivers decide to do some racing over the next couple of days. In Minnesota last night, XR kicked off a 3-race week with Bobby Pierce scoring $15,000 at Proctor Speedway. Devon Moran and Mike Marlar also on the podium. Pierce had to earn this win. He battled Moran through lap traffic for a lot of that feature. The 26-car field also included names like Ryan Gustin, Nick Hoffman, Brandon Shepard, Ricky Thornton Jr., Dennis Erb Jr., Tyler Erb, Billy Moyer, and Max McLaughlin. XR's busy week continues tonight at Gondiklah with another $15,000 on the line, and you can expect just about the same cast of characters tonight as you saw last night. They'll then hit Ogilvy on Wednesday for $50,000 to win. Moran continues to lead the XR Super Series Championship after 4 races. Tyler Erb is second and RTJ third. Erb, though, won't hold that second place position as he doesn't plan on racing Gondiklah tonight. He will be back with XR on Wednesday, though, and it does look like his Summer Nationals run is over as well if he's going to stay north here and run with XR, at least for now. He doesn't have any more Hell Tour races on his schedule, and that will make way for Jason Fager to take the season-long championship with the Summer Nationals. Fager already with 2 of the week-long championships so far. Summer Nationals Week 4 begins tonight at Old Number 1 Speedway in Arkansas with Benton, Riverside, Paducah, Clarksville, and Hobbs-Todd all still to come this week as well. Before we close out today, I have an affiliate link down below in the video description for some premium earplugs. If you spend any amount of time at the racetrack, it's important to protect your hearing, and I like these earplugs from Eargasm. You get them when you buy them; they come in a little thing like this. You can put it on your keyring. They're pretty small. Actually, if you want to see what one looks like, they're pretty tiny. They look like that. But they fit right into your ear. And the good thing is when you wear them for protection, you can still have a conversation with the people around you. I actually wore these last year when the NHRA came to Charlotte, and they were great for even the Top Fuel and funny cars on track. They protect your hearing, and then in between, you can still have a conversation without having to take them out. I will warn you, they are pricey, but if you use code DIRTRACKR10 at checkout, you'll get 10% off your order at eargasm.com. That's DIRTRACKR10 for 10% off at eargasm.com. That's EARGASM.com. All right, that's it for the daily show today. You can find more cool dirt racing stuff at DIRTRACKR.com, and you can watch and listen to full episodes of the daily on YouTube, Facebook, and the major podcast platforms. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.